This is the player item card, and these are the items that you can pick up in the city or the dungeon. When you pick up an item, you'll place a chip on it. If you use up, break, or drop an item, you'll remove a chip from it. Take a close look at the pictures that are on here. These are exactly the items you need to look for on the map. If the items look different from any of these on the map, then they're just extra scenery and you're not allowed to pick them up. In other words, you're going to see a lot of different weapons on the map, but the only one you can actually pick up and add to your card looks exactly like this axe here. Now let's see if we can find some items on this map. Just think of this as sort of like playing Where's Waldo. Part of the challenge of this game is to try to find items. Well, now we know we can see the 8 gold right here, so we're going to pan up past the dragon. Okay, the golds are pretty easy to see. There's 2 gold, there's 4 gold there. Okay, I see a number 3 lockpick right here. That one right there. Okay, let's see, what other items can we find on the map here? Okay, if we look in here, we also see that there's an axe here and there's a shield here. These match the card exactly, so I know that those are items we can pick up. Let's see, we'll pan over here, and let's see what else we got. Okay, we see over here we got a whole bunch of weapons. Okay, but now none of these match the picture exactly, so it's not like I can use an action and pick these up. This is a special room that's designated with an L on the brazier, so you'll have to look at the rule book to see what you can do here in room L. Actually, this is a place where you can steal weapons. If you're unsuccessful, they send you to jail. But if you're successful, you can make out with 1 or 2 weapons there. Sometimes during the game, it's possible to receive a random item. This is the guard room G, and it's possible for you to steal items from the guard if you don't wake him up. So in other words, if you put down an action and roll a die, let's say you successfully received a random item, and then you move back out of the room. Now we need to figure out what random item you did receive. On the item card, you're going to see some numbers in black, and you're also going to see some numbers in white. The numbers in black are the main numbers. You got a 1 and a 2 by the weapons, 3 for the armor, 4 for the lockpicks, and a 5 and 6 for these accessory items. So what you do if you've received a random item is you roll a die. That relates to this black number. 3. So that means we've received a piece of armor. You place a chip on there for the armor. Now if you rolled a 4, 5, or 6, it's possible that you could receive a different item. So let's say that we roll a 5. That means I've received possibly one of these items here. So number 1 is a torch, 2 is a token, 3 is a tarot card, and number 4 is an hourglass. So what I do is I roll a second die to see which of these items I get. In this case I rolled a 6. Well, there is no white number 6. So that means I got nothing. I picked up some broken piece of junk that didn't do me any good. If I was luckier, I could re-roll for a different item. If I got a 3, well, I got a tarot card for a re-roll. So that's basically how the random item works. Once again, you roll 1 die for the main number, say for 5. You roll a second die for a secondary number, 6. I got nothing again. How lucky is that? Now, obviously, there's only so many items you can carry. So in other words, if you're picking up weapons, you can only carry a maximum of 3 weapons. If you pick up another one, well, I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do with it. You can only carry 1 torch, 1 guild token, 1 tarot card, 1 hourglass. Now, the hourglass is a little bit special in that if for some reason you find another hourglass, you can immediately cash this sucker in for 6 more actions and then pick up that additional hourglass if you want. Now on to random cursed items. Cursed items are represented by a big black chip that you put on your card. If you receive a random cursed item, you'll place a black chip on that spot on your card, and you will not be able to use that spot on your card for the rest of the game. If you entered a room and received a random cursed item, what you do is you roll for a random item, and then that's the item that gets the cursed spot on it. So let's see what happens. I roll a die. I rolled a 3, so one of my armors gets blocked here. And so I can only carry 2 armor for the rest of the game and not 3. If for some reason I roll unlucky, and let's see if I roll a 1 and I got a random weapon, but my weapons are full, you will have to replace one of your good weapons with the bad weapon. You'll replace the spare, so you've always got a left hand and a right hand. Now, if you roll for a random item again and roll another one, you'll have to replace 2 weapons. That means if you have 2 cursed weapons, you will not be able to get past any guard that has a red number that requires you to roll 2 dice. You pretty much have to just avoid those areas on the map from now on. There is no getting rid of a cursed item once you have it for the rest of the game. Of course, I don't know if you noticed, but if you did roll for a second weapon and you really didn't want to do that, you do have a tarot card. You can immediately throw this chip away and re-roll this dice, and instead that would have been number 3, and that would have cursed your armor instead of your weapon.